Okay, so we're starting with Ad-Darsul Ashrun. Ashrun is 20. So Ad-Darsul Ashrun is a 20th lesson. And it always gives you a title of the lesson. It says, Al-Usratu Tatawadda'u. Al-Usratu Tatawadda'u. So I'm pretty sure you guys know the word Usra, right? The family. And then we have a verb. As you can see, the book will be very focused on verbs moving forward. So we have a verb. It says tatawadda'u. Okay, what does it mean? Do you guys know? So the verb, the uh, past tense is tawadda'a. This is the past tense. Okay, so what does it mean? It means to make wudu, to perform uh, ablution. Ablution. I don't know my spelling. Subhanallah. Meaning to perform wudu. Now, but here's interesting thing about this verb. Remember last time I mentioned that when the verb starts with one of the letters from here, anaitu, right? Guys, the harak actually doesn't matter because you can pronounce it in many different ways. You can even write it different ways. I've seen people write different ways, but the point is you have these four letters, right? Hamza, Noon, Ya, and Ta. When you have these letters in the beginning of a verb, what did we say? That these are one way you can think of. These are the sign. These are the huruf of the letters of what? Of present tense verb, right? That's what we said. But when you look at it, now if I tell you that this is a verb and this information is in your head and you see a nice ta, and what would you think? You would think this is your present tense verb, right? So this is something that we have to be aware of, uh, because past tense verb can also have ta. I'm not going to explain too much, but I will just tell you how you can identify that this ta is belongs to the past tense or the present tense. I'll just tell you simple two ways. Number one, if you have haraka, especially at the end, if it ends in fatha, they are not all bulletproof, but I'm just letting you some of the ways you can identify. Then it would be past tense. Okay. Another way of looking at it, and if you have more than, including the ta, you have more than four letters. For example, if it was present tense of dhahaba, he went, you would say tadhabu, right? She or you went, tadhabu. So as you can see a few things. See, in the past tense you have what? You have a fatha, and the present tense you have dhamma, but you have a ta. So how many letters you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, let's see how many letters we have. Who can tell me exactly how many letters we have here? Think about this and tell me. Be careful. Yes, we have 5 letters. Okay, we actually have 5 letters. How so? Because we have a shadda, so we have, you understand? So in this kind of situation, then the ta belongs to the past tense. Anyway, don't inshallah, a lot of these things will get easier. I'm just trying to open this mind for you, because that's what we learn. The ta means the present tense, but sometimes the ta can also be part of your past tense, right? So that's the past tense. Tawadda'a. Tawadda'a is he performed wudu, and the present tense would be yatawadda'u. Yatawadda'u. And as you can see, remember in the last class I mentioned, or the few lessons before, that the present tense usually have a dhamma at the end. Yatawadda'u means he is performing ablution. So now, why do you think we have ta here? Who can tell me? Why do you think you have ta? So this is your past tense. So this ta, see, now we have a two ta. This ta, this ta is part of what? The word, the past tense. And this ta, the extra ta, is for the present tense. Now, who can tell me? You guys do know Why do we have a ta? It is because ta is, ya is for, of course, ya is for he, and ta is for what? She. Can also be you, but in this context, it's for feminine. So why are we using feminine? Because the word usra is feminine word. We have a ta marbuta. Okay? So the whole, this is not an expression actually, this is a sentence. Al-usratu tatawadda'u, it means the family is performing wudu. You understand? The family is performing wudu. And you know about the present tense, you can translate as family is performing, or you can say family performs wudu. Both of them would be fine, especially in the title. There's no context. I think both of them would be fine. Clear, guys? Now, um, so we have a conversation here, right? Looks like it's between Al-Walid and Bakr. What is Al-Walidu means? It means father, the father, right? If you guys know, I'm not gonna have too much time to interact in this class, especially, but have if you want to type something, you can quickly type. And because we have alif lam, so it'll be the father. And I I don't know, you understand that al-walidu is a father, but when it's a walad, al-waladu, it is a son. Okay, we have kam. Kam. So what is kam? What does kam mean? Remember, we've been seeing this word come for so many times. The come can be how many and or how much, right? We had a come. We've been seeing come in this book quite sometimes. And then it says as-sa'atu al-ana ya bakr. So yes, the spelling of come is come with the meme sukun having sukun on the meme. But when you have alif lam after any sukun, for example, with this word come, you cannot pronounce these things together with the sukun. So what you have to do is most of the time you have to put a kasra, something that you have to know how the Arab does. Sometimes they put kasra, sometimes they put dhamma, sometimes they put fatha. But by and large, most of the time they will put a kasra. So here, so that you can pronounce them together, you have to say kamisaa. Okay, so you put a kasra. Kamisaatul ana ya bakr. Okay, so what is he's saying is this come here would be translated as what time. So sa'a has a lot of meanings. I'm pretty sure we had this word before. So here sa'a means time. So we have the time, right? Sa'a can also mean the hour, it can also mean the old clock. So it has many different meanings, but in this context is the time. So he's basically asking what's the time. See, so it's not about how anymore. So it's the kam is being used as ma, like what. Okay, so because this is not the same usage of the kam, that's why you don't even have the proper way the kam works. Remember last time we said after kam you have a mansub, you have a fatha. So none of these things are working. Just learn without going too much in details. Just learn this expression. You want to ask what time is it? You say kam is sa. Very simple. Just learn it. Sometimes expression doesn't follow the rules of the meaning as well as the grammar. Okay, is it clear? So here you have to, the whole thing is what what time is it, or you can say what's the time. Okay, either way it's not the, that doesn't matter. So al-an, we know this word, it means right now. Ya bakr, we know this expression, we know how the year works. But as you say, I showed you 6 professor's name, then you might be scratching your head, then why do they make mistake? Why does it say bakrun? Actually, these are not the professors who are making the mistakes. Usually it happens, these kind of mistakes come from the publisher, because after ya you cannot have tanween. It has to be ya bakru. Okay, I think we went through these things quite a few times. So this book has, this is one of the things, this book has a lot of typos. I'm kind of disappointed that they don't publish new, because I go to their website to see if they have a new edition. So far, I haven't seen any new edition. The last one is they published in 2018. 18th. That's the one we are studying right now. Okay, so the whole thing is, what time is it now, Bakr? Okay, so you understand, this is one of the etiquette of Arabic language or the Arab culture. You don't call out somebody's name just like that. Okay, just like in English, what are you doing, Muhammad? We don't just call his name. We'll say, what are you doing? Yeah, Muhammad. So this is something that's very nice. So then Bakr says, as-sa'atu, the time is al-an, now, as-sadisatu, ya walidi. So the time is now, as-sadisa is what? The sixth. Yes, and then one thing you have to also know, in English we don't say sixth. Do we say in the ordinal number? Or no, we don't say in the ordinal number. We say in the cardinal number. We just say six. Right now it's 6 o'clock or something like that, right? But in Arabic, it's not like that. In Arabic, when you say about time, it is, most of the time the way you will be expressing the time, it will be in the cardinal number, meaning first, second, third, fourth. And inshallah, you probably know that in the previous lesson, this book talked about these numbers in great detail. So how to say first. Remember we said al-awwal. I'm not going to write all of them. Al-awwal, al-thani. Okay, so these whole things, and it's going to come all the way to al-khamis. Okay, and then asa this. Okay, so this is the asadisi we have, right? So now the question is, why do we have tamarbuta? Can you guess why do we have tamarbuta? So by the way, having tamarbuta, not having tamarbuta, the asadis here is masculine and this is a feminine. So why are we using feminine? Yes, because asa is feminine. That's good. So you are describing. Believe it or not, this is a sentence in a sense that asa is the subject and asadisa is predicate. So as you know, the subject and predicate has to match in gender. As-sa'atu al-ana as-sadisatu ya walidi. See, the ya is instead of just saying father, we have this ya. Now, then the father says al-walidu, saying asami'ta. Okay, asami'ta adhan al-maghrib ya bakr. Okay, so as you see, we will be getting a lot of verbs. So first of all, as you see in Arabic language, we have certain words that attached to the other word, and hamzatul istifham is one of them. This is a questioning hamza, so you have to be able to separate this one. So this hamza is for question, and this book is giving question mark. Some books will not give you question mark, so you have to find out if this hamza is part of the word or not. So this is a question. And then the verb is sami'ta. Sami'ta. So what is sami'ta? Sami'ta is a past tense verb. Yes. So the is you heard. Sami'ta is you heard. Okay. So you sami'a. When you see a verb in the different form, it's better to know its original form. Original form is sami'a. He heard. Okay. And then so this is the verb in the past tense. I don't think in this book we talk too much about the past tense verb and its conjugation. So maybe I should spend a little bit time. Okay, because there's going to be see, here's another one. There's going to be a different form of the past tense. So this is your past tense verb, samia. That means he heard. So as you can see, we talked about this one before. In Arabic language, the verb has what? Verb has the subject pronoun built into the verb. So here, but just by saying samia, it means he heard. So then how do I say I heard or she heard, you heard, things of that nature? For the past tense verb, this is quite easy, right? So I'll give you a few of them. I don't know how many of them book introduced. I can see two already. So I'll give you a few of them. Most of the time, it will be about adding a ta. So when you add ta with sukun, then it would be sami'at. Sami'at. It means she. Okay, so she heard. Okay, and when you add ta with fatha, it is you for masculine. So you say sami'ta. Uh, uh, what am I writing? Sami'ta. Now, as you can see, because this one had a sukun, it's something that you have to learn. There's nothing to explain here. Uh, what does the ayn gets? The last letter. Sometimes, here it is exactly the way it was. You add this ta, and sometimes you have to put a sukun. Especially, you would put a sukun if the haraka that you're adding has a haraka already. Something that you don't have to worry too much. Just learn how to pronounce. Okay, sami'at, sami'ta. So sami'ta for you heard. Okay, for masculine. Then, how do you say for feminine? You add with kasra. Sami'ti. So this would be you for feminine. Yes, yes. So you say sami'ti. And how do you say I heard? You do what? Same ta, but this time, yes. This time you add dhamma. So I. So you say sami'tu. I heard. And this thing, subhanallah, this is so cool. This thing you can do with any past tense verb. Any past tense verb. Without anything, it is he. When you add ta with sukun, it's she. When you ta with fatha, it is you for masculine. Ta with kasra, you for feminine. And ta with dhamma is I. Okay? So any verbs. Inshallah, I think we will see more verbs and we can do more exercise. So here, because we have ta with fatha, and if you memorize this thing, as you know, this would be for you. So here, sami'ta means you heard. Okay? And then we have a question. So it would be, did you hear? And adhan. Adhan is what? The adhan, the call to prayer. Do you know why we have fatha in the adhan? Because this is what? This is what? This is the object of the verb. Did you hear? Yes, maf'ul. This is the object. Did you hear what? Did you hear the adhan? So that's why we have fatha. Then the question is, then why do we have a kasra here? Al-Maghrib. How? I'm pretty sure you should be able to recognize this. Yes, this is an idafa. You understand? So adhanul Maghrib, the adhan of the Maghrib prayer. Okay, so inshallah, I think it's we talked about idafa quite much in this book, so I'm pretty sure this is easy for you to understand. Now, and then we have Bakr saying, "Naam, ya walidi, sami'tu." See, now it is using this form. I heard al adhana. Okay, so I heard what? I heard the adhan. Then the father says, "Mata." Mata is when. Mata sami'ta al adhan. When did you heard? When did you hear the adhan? Right. So mata is when. Okay, so pay attention to those pronouns. And Bakr says, al-ana. Remember, al-ana is always going to be with fatha. Okay, so you say al-ana is always with the fatha. Al-ana sami'tu al-adhan. Now I heard the adhan. Then we have hal tawadda'ta ya Bakr. So you see the verb. Remember in the beginning we saw the verbs. Tatawadda'u, this was the present tense. And what did I say? The past tense is tawadda'a. Okay, so the past tense is tawadda'a. tawadda'a. But then, if you want to say, so this means he did wudu, right? Okay. So now, if you want to say, I I did wudu, how would you say? Huh? Tawadda'tu. Okay. Tawadda'tu. I did wudu. Just like we added the ta here. You would say tawadda'ta. You made wudu. Tawadda'ti. You for female made wudu. Okay, so it would be the same thing. So here he's saying, did you perform wudu, right? So this is for you, and then the answer is naam tawadda'tu. I performed wudu, alhamdulillah. Okay, so simple stuffs. Main thing to know is the verb. What does the verb mean? And then you have to know these conjugations. What does the ta, fata, all this ta, different permutation of ta, what do they do? The verb conjugations. Then the father says, asri', asri'. So asri', what is asri'? The sukun here, asri' is a command verb to hasten, to do faster. The past tense is asra'a, asra'a. So here this is a command verb. Remember the last time we said that the command verb usually have sukun at the end, and this is the case here. So asri' means to hasten, lil wudu. Now this one is a noun of the verb that we have here. Okay, tawadda, wudu is the evolution itself. The evolution itself. So hasten, li is for, we know this one, we had this word before. Hasten for the wudu, and we have a kasra because of harful jar for the preposition, right? So this is a command asking to hasten, asri' lil wudu, hasten for wudu. Ya Sa'id. Okay, looks like now there's another person here. So he's asking Sa'id to hasten. Okay, so now about the command verbs, I think we will have more exercise. How do we make? The last time we talked about, we had a few exercise. I explained to you how do you make a command verb. Usually we make a command verb from the present tense, right? We went through this thing. Okay. Inshallah, we will talk about those things more later. And then the site says inshallah, and this is we know what inshallah means, if Allah wills. I will make this class small and short, right? Because what's going to happen, as you can see, we'll be getting a lot of verbs, a lot of words. So you have to pace yourself to memorize them, right? Then there's a lot of exercise and everything. Inshallah, we'll continue next time. Okay.